Hola mujeres, Kilroy aquí con un crítica de Kilroy here, and I'm going to do a review on the Leatherman Crater C33Tx. Straight into the review, starting with the handle. This handle is made out of glass-filled nylon, which is basically a really tough plastic. The advantages are it's very light and tough. It's also low cost. It's not very grippy, even though it looks like it with its texturing, but it's adequate for the task this knife is supposed to be used for. I'm not particularly too fond of how it looks either, but, well, I live with that. It requires 2 torque screwdrivers to disassemble it. As you can see here and here. And I don't actually own 2 of the same size torque screwdrivers, because why would I buy 2 of the same thing? You know? So I couldn't take this apart when I tried to. So that's something to keep in mind. The handle fits well in the hand. It's big enough, even though this is a smaller knife, where it fits comfortably, and it has rounded edges on the handle all around. The pocket clip rides low in the pocket, so there's not too much of the knife sticking up. However, it's very shiny and very noticeable. It seems like they designed this more for style than for functionality. It is not adjustable. You can only get tip up right side carry. I prefer, tip down right side carry. I prefer tip up right side. To open it, you use this, you can use a thumb stud, or it has this blade launcher, which is kind of like a flipper on some other knives. You just pop it open like that. I think this is a Leatherman only innovation. It's quite nice. Sometimes it doesn't work completely like that. And the reason is, if you see this hole right here, that hole goes into that dimple there on the liner, and the purpose of that is to keep some resistance from the knife opening on its own when it's in the closed position. However, that hole and button aren't completely rounded off, so sometimes the knife actually gets stuck partly open. Mostly if you try to use a thumb stud, it gets stuck right there. I can put a lot of pressure on it, and I'm actually putting a lot of pressure on it, and it's not opening because of the way that's designed. But with the flipper, it should work. It has a pretty solid blade lockup, no wiggle at all. I don't think this knife is going to accidentally close on you when you're using it. The attachments don't open up as well. It has this Phillips screwdriver here and a flathead here. They're kind of gritty feeling, while the blade has bronze washers, and they're keeping it relatively smooth. The screwdrivers do not. However, you don't really need to flip open screwdrivers to quickly unscrew something. Surprisingly, this is only a 2.5 inch blade. I have a ruler right here. You can see 2.5 inches. Now this knife actually feels a lot bigger than this. I have my Flash 1, my SOG Flash 1, which is also 2.5 inches. And this feels like a much smaller knife, and that's due to the handle size. You can see the handle size compared to it. I was a little surprised this was only 2.5 inches. I thought it was 3 until I measured it. But that's because of the well-designed handle. The blade is made out of 420 HC steel, which is a medium quality steel, and works okay for this application. It has these shallow serrations. They're not very deep. They're very subtle, and They work well so far. I haven't used them for cutting anything too extreme, but they seem to work well so far. I'm still kind of undecided on if I like them or not. I usually prefer plain edge blades. One downside about this blade is this writing on it seems very poor quality. It's smudged a little and faded. Now compared to the finish on the blade, this satin finish is very nice. But this writing's kind of cheap quality, like someone stamped it and wiggled their hand a bit or something. I mentioned this blade, or this pocket knife, has these screwdrivers. Phillips head, a flathead over here that is very difficult to get out. These are very useful because you can not only have a knife on you, but you also have screwdrivers. It also has a carabiner and bottle opener if you open bottles a lot. I think this is a pretty useless feature myself. One tricky thing about this knife, when I first opened it, I nearly broke this thing trying to close it. It doesn't just go back in. You have to push in and then turn. So if you buy this knife and you're frustrated trying to close it, I think I spent about 30 minutes trying to figure this out. Just push in and then it closes. I don't know why you would want a carabiner on a pocket knife, but there it is. This knife, I think I paid about $30 for it at retail. I usually don't buy knives retail because they're overpriced, but this was about $30, which I think is a pretty good deal for what you're getting. Now, seeing how it's a lower priced knife, the quality on everything isn't, or I should say the quality, the materials aren't the top-notch materials. As far as construction and everything, it's pretty good. Excuse me. That said, this knife is probably not going to break on you. They have a pretty good warranty, and from what I've seen, it's very well put together. Although you have to realize it is an inexpensive knife. This knife is made in the U.S. Interestingly, nowhere on this knife does it say U.S. And that's because California law, according to California law, where Leatherman sells a lot of stuff, if any component of their products isn't made in the U.S., they can't put U.S. made on it. And so because their pliers and files are made elsewhere, Mexico I think, Mexico and Italy, they can't put U.S. made. However, this knife here is 100% U.S. made. I emailed Leatherman to ask about that, and they emailed me back within 4 minutes with that whole response right there. Very impressive. I'd recommend this knife to anyone that wants just a cheaper knife for everyday carry. It's perfect for that because you have the screwdrivers, you can fix things really quickly. As far as killing ninjas, you get some points for the spear point. It's very sharp, however it's small, so loses a lot of points for that. I give it 3 out of 10. Alright, that's it for my review. Went a touch long, but that's alright. If you like them, go ahead and subscribe, please. Kilroy out.